Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Against the Odds. And this week, we're going to monitor to see if we can copy some stuff with Volo Guide of Monsters. So let's talk about our ridiculous Volo deck, jump into some games, see what it can do. All right, so here is our Volo deck, and this deck is kind of wild. Tons of one-ofs, trying to embrace Volo. So Volo, if we cast a creature, as long as that creature doesn't share type with the creature we have on the battlefield or in the graveyard, we get a copy of it, which makes it a little bit like a Panharmonicon. Of course, I'd go towards Panharmonicon, but essentially, if we cast a creature with a ETB trigger, Volo will give us two of those triggers, but it gives us the bonus of getting the actual body as well. So we're playing Panharmonicon 2, since we're already playing a bunch of ETB triggers. If we get both going, it's insane. It gets out of control really, really quickly. Of course, the problem with Volo is that restriction. If we just play a normal deck with four of multiple things, don't pay attention to our creature types, Volo isn't going to do much of anything, because we're going to keep drawing the same creature type, so Volo's just not going to be powered up. So this is really a deck building restriction card. To power Volo up, we want to make sure that essentially every creature in our deck is a unique type, with a couple of exceptions. The big exception is clones. We have Phyrexian Metamorph, Spark Double. The trick here is, when we cast a Phyrexian Metamorph, let's say, it's a shapeshifter, but on the battlefield, its creature type is whatever it copies. So we can keep casting Metamorphs, keep getting the Volo copies, even though most creatures wouldn't work that way. Same with Spark Double. It's an illusion, but on the battlefield, this is what it's copies. Spark Double, even better, because it can copy Volo. If we get multiple Volos going, it gets really crazy. The only problem with this plan is, Volo also cares about creatures in the graveyard. So we play the Metamorph, copy something, that something dies, Metamorph goes to the graveyard, that would shut down us Voloing future Metamorphs. So we're playing Rest in Peace in our main deck, mostly to lock down our own graveyard, but also it does hate on quite a few decks in the meta that are popular right now. But that's to make sure, even if a Metamorph or a Spark Double dies, we can still get the Volo copies. The other exception is our ramp package. So initially, I had the motliest crew of ramp creatures, like one Birds of Paradise, one copy of Ignoble Hire, because it's a Goblin Shaman, and tried to have all unique types, but it was really, really bad, really, really slow, super underpowered, and eventually I realized as I was playing the deck, I don't really care about copying Mana Dorks anyway with Volo. Like, the Mana Dorks are to get Volo on the battlefield, not to be copied, because they're 0/1s or 1/1s. They're not that powerful anyway, so two of them doesn't do that much. So I decided, all right, instead of this horrible package of really bad Mana Dorks, let's just play Arbor Elf Utopia Sprawl. Sure, we probably can't copy Arbor Elf very often with Volo, but this package will help us get Volo on the battlefield as early as turn 2, so we can start generating value, making copies as quickly as possible. Otherwise, we got a million one-ofs. Like, in a typical Panharmonicon deck, we would want 4 Ice Fang Quaddles for card draw. Well, since we're playing Volo, we can't just play 4 Quaddles, because the first one might do something, but then additional ones won't copy with Volo. So instead, we got 1 Quaddle, a Snake, 1 Wall of Blossoms, a Plant, 1 Cavern Caryatid, a Spirit. So we get a bunch of slightly worse Ice Fang Quaddles, but they still do essentially the same thing, and we're betting that because we can get 2 of them instead of 1 with Volo, it's going to make up for the power differential. Same with like our interactive spells. 1 Acidic Slime, an Ooze, 1 Night of Autumn, 1 Mind Flayer, a Horror, 1 Solitude, Prismatic Ending. That doesn't count towards Volo, that's just good removal. So this gives us a bunch of ways to blow up our opponent's stuff, deal with their creatures, and then for finishing the game, we got a cat, we got a beast, we got a worm. These cards are crazy with Volo. Like Armada Worm, for example. When it comes into play, it makes a 5/5 worm with trample. It is also a 5/5 worm with trample. If we get a Volo, we're gonna make 4 total 5/5s. For 6 mana, they all have trample. That's 20 power, or like Regal Coracle. When it comes into play, it makes 2 1/1 cats, and it's a cat lord. Well, if we got Volo, we get 2 Coracles. Each are going to make 2 cats. Those cats are going to be 3/3s because of the Lord tax at Regal Coracle. That's a massive board for 1 card, right on curve with Volo. So that's kind of what the deck is hoping to do. Play these big, powerful one-ofs, copy it with Volo. If we also have Panharmonicon, it gets even more insane because we're doubling up the tokens in the life gain through Drag Tusk. So that's our plan for closing out the game. Mana base wise, pretty typical stuff. Snowlands to support our single Ice Fang Quaddle. Sideboard, bunch of interaction, Force of Negation to protect Volo, stop combos, some removal, combo hate, graveyard hate, artifact hate, and that is Volo Guide to Monsters for Modern. That's our Against the Odds deck for this week. So let's see what Volo can do in the modern format. Thanks for watching. I hope you all enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit with the wrap up. Looking for some sweet new Dungeons and Dragons Adventures in the Forgotten Realms cards? Well, you can order them now from our sponsor Card Kingdom by heading over to cardkingdom.com. Against the odds time, we are Volo monoconning in modern, and we're gonna keep this. We don't have a Volo, but I don't know, maybe we can ramp into Thragtusk and clone it. That could be a thing. All right, Ponent does a bit of mulliganing. Temple Garden, Arbor Elf, go. Don't have any blue mana at the moment, which is a little awkward with this Mind Flayer, but plays a Spire Bluff Canal and passes. Windswept Heath. Go to combat, hit you. Down to 19. Well, Windswept Heath isn't the worst. We don't really want to keep drawing lands, but oh no. Bad news is our opponent's living end, and that seems tough. Good news is we do randomly have Rest in Peace in the main deck, so if we draw Rest in Peace, life could be sweet. Well, all right. I mean, we're going to try to do cool things. I don't know if it's going to work, because, I mean, you know, opponent. Counters for days, I assume, but Volo, Guide to Monsters. On turn 3, what do you say, living end? Oh, all right. It would be nice to dodge a living end here. Opponent cycles and scoops? Huh? Is Volo that scary? Ah! Opponent said they drew all 3 of their living ends. All right, well. We figured it out. We just need our opponent to draw all of their living ends. Okay, against this deck, Chalice of the Void End. We already have our Graveyard Hate. Probably need Force Negations, though. That is another theoretical way to stop a living end. And maybe Ashiok for more Graveyard Hate? Let's go down Prismatic Endings for the most part. You know what, let's go down all the Prismatic Endings. I feel like if our opponent gets to living end, they're probably just going to beat us. Our job's going to be to stop the living end from happening. Go down a clone, go down one Panharmonicon, run it like that. I mean, if we can just slam a Rest in Peace and have a Resolve, or a Chalice on 0, we actually have a, like, surprising amount of hate card. Oh my god, Rest in Peace. All right, well, we shall see. If we can get down the rip, life will be reasonably good. Always worried about counters and forced negations, but opponent, tap land, and passes. We draw. Utopia Sprawl. Well, Misty Rainforest. Crack Misty Rainforest. Get a snow-covered forest. Utopia Sprawl. On. Blue, white. Whatever. We'll just go white. Doesn't really matter. If we go white, we can Rest in Peace and tap land next turn. This Rest in Peace resolving is a huge deal. Opponent. Cycles. Looking for land. Well, this does mean their counter probably has to be Force Negation. Well, Misty Rainforest, Rest in Peace. Please don't counter it. Wow, resolves. Okay, that's good. Pass the turn. The dog saves the day. Opponent. Definitely a good boy this time. Gets a breeding pool and dogs and cats together. Oh, all right. So opponent actually has an answer. That's awkward. All right. So opponent not going down without a fight. We will take a snow-covered island. Rest in Peace down. We draw Coatl. Well, tap land. Yeah, let's just tap land. I guess we could have main phase Coatl and tried to hit another Rest in Peace. That might have been smarter. There are things we could have drawn, I guess, but all right, what do you got, opponent? Spire Bluff Canal. Pass it. Well, Icewind Coatl. Draw a Rest in Peace. Utopia Sprawl. All right, that is a Rest in Peace. I'll go to combat attack. Definitely still concerned about counters. Hit our opponent. Temple Garden. Untapped. Utopia Sprawl. On blue. Caracal. Well, yeah. Cats and dogs. That's what we got. All right. No living ends. No living ends. Please. Opponent. Cycles. And cycles. And cycles. All right. Well, we'll see. Opponent. Do you have living end? Yes. Oh, they're cascading. Okay. Well, there's a living end. There goes our board. Well, I guess maybe we should just play the Rest in Peace and hoped. Opponent passes. Lands. And game 3. Yeah, maybe we should have just played it. I mean, our opponent, I was thinking they were the As Foretold build, which has a million counters. But if they're the Cascade build, they don't have nearly as many. Oh, we probably want Archon too. Yeah, Archon is actually pretty good. Acidic Slime less good. I was thinking they were As Foretolding, but if they're a Cascade build, then they're not. Wow. All right. No lands. This will keep, I guess, although not the most exciting hand. I guess Mind Flayer to the bottom. Yeah, so this hand is not exciting, although if there's good news, we do have a Volo, and we do have a Force of Negation, which can potentially stop a living end. Misty Rainforest, crack it. Breeding Pool tapped. Untap. We'll play an Arbor Elf. Prismatic Vesta. Go. The question's going to be, can we actually play Volo? Like, we want to play Volo, but that means we don't have a blue card for Force Negation, and, all right. Yeah, that makes things a lot worse. Grief. Well, okay. Now I guess we don't have to worry about the Force Negation, because it's gone. Gone forever, I assume. All right. Flooded Strand. Okay. So now we're to the top deck or lose part of the game. Snow-covered forest, untap. I mean, I think we gotta just play this Caryatid. I don't think we really have a choice. Like, we gotta draw a Force Negation, or we lose. Like, if they get to living end, we just straight up lose. Another Volo. It would be nice if we could play Volo and start generating value, but does not work that way in this matchup. Opponent cracks the land. Cycles. I mean, so if they have a Cascade spell, unfortunately it's just game. Yeah, Grief, I guess, adds a interesting aspect to this deck, although I don't know how they consistently cast it. They don't have that many black cards, so maybe we just got unlucky. Arbor Elf. Well, boom. I mean, we're not even going to bother bluffing. Not any sense. Volo. Untap it. Arbor Elf. Doesn't even get copied because we got another one. Can't attack because it says Defender. Go. About it. Cycles. Cycles, perhaps. Gets a tap land. Cycles. And cycles. And untaps land. Cascades. And we scoop. Against the odds time, we are attempting to Volo. And I mean, we got a Volo and a Panharmonicon. No ramp, unfortunately, but I mean, I just want to go off with Volo once. One time. Only once. That's all I want. One crazy Volo game. Let's Temple Garden tapped. Yo. I don't know, maybe we're up against Dredge, and we just get him with this Rest in Peace. Breeding Pool. Untapped. Opponent. Passing. Well, we will Arbor Elf. And Hollowed Fountain tapped. Oh, Infect, eh? Well, that's scary. Misty Rainforest. Crack Misty Rainforest. Get a Forest. And yeah, I mean, it is officially Volo time. We don't have much to cast with it yet. The synergy with Metamorph is cute. Since it can copy anything. Volo. Go. Please don't kill us, Infect. Opponent adapts. Breeding Pool. Untapped. Noble Hierarch. Opponent passing. Oh, we're gonna die, aren't we? Oh, this is so sweet, though. We gotta do it. We gotta do the shenanigans while we can, even if we die. Tap, untap. Tap, spark. Oh, this is gonna be so cool. If only we lived. Spark double. Volo trigger. Yes, we will copy Volo. We will copy Volo. Oh, it's so sweet. It's so sweet, but we're against Infect, so we're just gonna get murdered, with Volo. All right, is there any chance we don't die? If we don't die, we can make even more Volos. About it. Pendulated. Yeah, I mean, fire this up, pump it. That's 3. Odds of living seem low. Yeah, here it comes. Ink Moth. Oh. Volo's one of those cards where I feel like if it lives and we don't die, but then I guess there's a lot of cards that do really sweet things if you live and you don't die. It's also very fragile. Oh, we have 3 of them. 3 of them. That means this Metamorph's just gonna go to town, but the problem is, we're dead. That is the issue. Yeah. I mean, oh wait, that's one short. You got one more? You are Infect. Of course. All right. Well, we made 3 Volos. Volotron. We also got murdered, but okay. Chills the Void in. Maybe Archon of Emeria. Definitely Path to Exile. Not sure Force Negation's worth it. I don't know if that's a battle that we can really win. We'll go down some Rest in Pieces. We have not had very many good Rest in Peace matchups. It seems like if we can hit a good Rest in Peace matchup, we can just Rest in Peace. Yeah, maybe we should bring in Explosives too. Yeah, that's fine. If we could ever hit a good Rest in Peace matchup, it'd be so sweet. Well, we're gonna keep this. Not much action. Well, not many lands. Tons of action, but no Volo. Utopia Sprawl. Blue and go. untaps, and Misty Rainforest. Cracks Misty Rainforest. Forest. And a Noble Hierarch. Well, Ice Fang Quaddle. Please draw a land. If we draw land for this Arbor Elf, that would be pretty good. No. Alright. Well, pass the turn. That's less good. Boot it. Ink Moth. Sure. Passes. We draw Chalice. Well, do we even win if we Chalice on one? Probably not. Arbor Elf. Chalice on one is really good, but we're already behind on board and we're missing land drops. So I think we got to play Arbor Elf first to get some mana and then maybe Chalice on one. That is assuming we're alive next turn. Not a guarantee. Ink Moth. The Moonit goes to combat. Infect has reached the critical mass of pump spells where you're usually just straight up dead. Would have been nice if we could have given this Death Touch, but missing land drops makes that difficult. Yeah, I don't think we can block. If we die, we die. I think we need the Quaddle so we can clone it with Metamorph and get another blocker. So if they just have like 4 pump spells or whatever, then I guess you got us, or 2. I guess technically it's just 2. Opponent hits us, passes, we draw a land finally. Well, Windswept Heath, crack Windswept Heath. Get a Snow-Covered Plains, trying to get to Death Touch. Chalice on 1. Untap. Metamorph. Copy Quaddle, draw a card. And that does turn on Death Touch. Okay, there might be some amount of hope. Chalice on 1 shuts down a lot of our opponent's pump spells. And we have 2 Death Touching blockers. If we could find a Volo, we might be able to do cool things. Opponent Breeding Pool tapped. Untaps. Waterlog Grove. And cracks it. Yeah, opponent looking a little desperate. Chalice does shut down like a huge percentage of our opponent's deck. Spellskite, sure. Come on, Volo. Temple Garden. Untapped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Well, since we don't have a Volo, I think we just got to go into try to close out the game mode. And Regal Caracal is our fastest clock. And yeah, we're going to pass again. We could chip in for damage, but they could have Dismember. Like something like Dismember, blow up Chalice, and we just die. Opponent. Passing. Oh, Breeding Pool. Untapped. Tap, untap. Spark. Oh, can you imagine if we were doing this with Volo out, though? Spark Double. Caracal. Grow the Dorks. Night of Autumn. Blow up the Spellskite. Go to combat. Hit you for a little bit. Well, here comes the cats. No Volo to collect them, but vote it down to 8. Well, unless this Infect deck is playing a Wrath or something, I think we might get this one. Unfortunately, getting one is not what we're going for. We're going for the go off with Volo, but our miserly Chalice coming through big time. And opponent, well, maybe we just mulligan for our 1 Chalice. We can't really do that. Well, explosives. Yeah, let's go up explosives, down Mind Flayer. We got a Volo, but I don't think this hand lets us live against Infect long enough to cast it. Well, I guess this will keep. Put a Swag Dust to the bottom. This still isn't good, but opponent, Infector. Oh no, turn 2 kill. Well, we gotta bluff a path. A white card would be fine for the Solitude. We wouldn't complain about that. Opponent, Misty Rainforest. Okay, Might of Old Crosa goes to combat, hits us. 5 Infect. Opponent passes. Well, Misty Rainforest and Arbor Elf. Yo. Oh, we're so dead. Opponent adapts. Ink Moth, yeah. Noble Hierarch goes to combat attacks. I mean, we're not going to block. I don't really see the point. Like, we don't win without the way we win is our opponent just having nothing for like 5 turns. That is our hopes and dreams. So don't Misty Rainforest, crack it. Maybe 10 turns. Opponent's going to have to draw a lot of lands. Because, well, even that, they have the Ink Moth. Prismatic Ending. A good card, but doesn't answer Ink Moth. Well, Caryatid. It is a white card, though, which does help. Draw A. Caracal, the hero from last game. I'll pass the turn. Opponent cracks Misty, Breeding Pool. Well, so our hope is we can block the Glistener Elf with the Carryat. Oh, more Ink Moths. Well, I was going to say our hope is we can block the Glistener Elf and then maybe Solitude the Ink Moth, and then we'd be stable-ish, but 2 Ink Moths make that plan much more difficult. Opponent. Snakeskin Veil. I mean, we gotta try. We can't not try. Solitude. And, yeah, Vines of the Vastwood. GG, Infect. Volo. Volo. Oh, it tries so hard. It's just so fragile. You would think it would have more stats. Or hexproof. Hexproof Volo. That would be a card. Against the odds time, we are trying to Volo our way through Modern, and this hand isn't the worst. Yeah, let's just Snow-Covered Forest, Arbor Elf, go. No Volo. Volo would really make this hand sweet. Opponent, Temple Garden, untapped, and... Spirit Dancer. Well, we do have an answer to this. Windswept Teeth, crack it. Snow-Covered Plains. Put an end to the Spirit Dancer. And I guess we hit you for 1. Well, if they don't have a Boggle or another Spirit Dancer, we could be in okay shape. Okay, Desperation Crack, sure. No creature. Oh no, they drew the Boggle. All right, that's not great. Well, we have a new game plan. Our new game plan, since we don't have a Volo, is, you know what, we're gonna attack. If our opponent would like to trade their Slippery Boggle, we will accept that. Opponent says no. Predictably. All right, so our plan now is hopefully to use Acidic Slime to keep the good enchantments in check. Hyena Umbra, sure. Griff's Boon. That's a bit of an issue. Opponent. Gonna go attacking. I'll crack this. I cannot believe our opponent top decked. Oh, that's so brutal. Yeah. Well, Snow-Covered Plains. Tap, untap. That top deck was so bad for us. Well, okay. Acidic Slime. Blow up Hyena Umbra. Pass the turn. Opponent. Windswept Teeth. Spider Umbra. All right, things are getting worse. Oh, come on now. So I think this means we're just dead. Yep. Land and death. All right. I think the problem was we didn't draw the Volo. If we had drawn that Volo, GG. So, Chalice, Engineered Explosives, trim a couple rest in pieces. I mean, I guess that's it. All right. Opponent got pretty, that top deck. We answered the challenge, and our opponent, Desperation, drew into the Boggle. Tough. All right, we get to play first. Well, we got a Volo. I don't know if this Volo can keep us from losing to Boggles, but we do have a Volo. And card draw to go with it. Well, we'll see. And ramp to get it down early. Oh, please no path. Volo's like Panharmonicon that gets path exiled and makes you play really wonky combinations of creatures. Ugh, keeping 7. You never want to see Boggles keep 7. You want to see Boggles mull to like 3. When you're playing Volo, you want to see everyone mull to 3. But Utopia's Brawl, go. No Boggle? No Boggle? Opponent. Boggle. Well, we will play a Windswept Teeth. We will pass the turn. Another Utopia's Brawl would be interesting. Opponent cracks it. Here comes the bad things. Temple Garden. Griff's Boon. All right. Well, that could have been worse. Windswept Teeth, crack it. Get a Temple Garden tapped. Untap. Well, Misty Rainforest, crack it. Snow-Covered Island. Panharmonicon, go. So Panharmonicon this turn. Next turn, Volo, Prismatic Ending, Griff's Boon, probably. And then hopefully go off the following turn. On the other hand, our opponent could just play a bunch of big auras and we die. We're hoping they like don't have another land and play Daybreak Coronet. Then we get a blowout. Engineered Explosive would also be probably our single best draw. Horizon Canopy. Wow, okay, nothing to grow the Boggle. That's good news. Opponent passes. Well, Volo. Please. Oh, they must have a handful of paths. Oh, Volo and Panharmonicon together. We get so much value. So much value. I just want to see what happens. Tap land. All right. Please don't path us. Leave the Volo. Nothing bad will happen. Opponent cracks to draw a card. No path yet. Okay. Are we going to get to untap with Panharmonicon and Volo? What is our opponent's hand if they don't have auras and they don't have Boggles and they don't have path? 7 lands? Like what in the world is our opponent's hand at the moment? Opponent gets and hits us. And we'll take it. Down to 11. Oh, come on now. All right. So opponent does have path. Does not want us to do fun things. Plays a Plains. Well, at least we still have old standby Panharmonicon. Does not get Path like Volo. Utopia Sprawl. Well, Prismatic Vesta. Crack Prismatic Vesta. Thin the deck. Snow-covered forest. Utopia Sprawl on white. Wall Blossoms. Draw a couple cards. Not the most helpful cards. Arbor Elf. Mana Unlimited. Prismatic Vista. Get rid of the Griff Spoon. Rest in peace, because might as well. Come on, things with enter the battlefield triggers. Opponent, more Griff Spoons. And Windswept Teeth hits us down to 8. Well, okay. Phyrexian Metamorph. Copy Wall of Blossoms. Draw 2. Oh no, Utopia Sprawl. Oh, we just draw it. Not like this. Not like this. We drew every one. We drew every single one. Oh no. We have infinite mana, but nothing to do with it. Oh no. Opponent. Devil Garden. Oh no. Oh, we needed the Volo. We needed the Volo. Opponent gets it, hits us. We really need a clone now or something to draw cards. We have so much mana. Like, this is 10 mana by itself with the Arbor Elf. Too bad that is hexproof. Well, Mind Flayer. Look out. In theory, it can block the Boggle. We will gain control of this Wall of Blossoms a few times past the turn. Volo dies so much. That has been our biggest problem with Volo is it just, it's so hard to get to stay on the battlefield. Bonnet, Temple Garden, untaps. Land. They did draw a lot of lands. We drop to 4. Oh, it doesn't have flying. Oh, that's really bad. That's really bad. We draw another land. Oh my god, this is the worst. Attack you, attack you. 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We have access to 16 mana. 16! But 0 cards. We are dead to basically every card in our opponent's deck, including Daybreak Coronet, and we will scoop it up. Well, Volo dies a lot. Against the odds time. We are mulliganing with Volo in Modern. And all right. I mean, we got a Volo. We can ramp into it. Maybe this is Volo's time to shine. We are on the draw. See what our opponent's up to. I mean, Shambling Vent. All right, that is a color of removal and interaction. Well, Windswept Teeth, Crack It, Snow-covered forest, and we gotta go for the gold. Arbor Elf. I mean, in theory, this lets us Utopia Sprawl Volo next turn. If our black-white opponent does not have Path or Fatal Push or Thoughtseizure or Inquisition, it goes like a Grief or Solitude or who knows what else. Okay, opponent's reanimating. Unmarked Grave. All right, opponent, Archon of Cruelty, so I assume we're about to get reanimated. Well, Misty Rainforest, Crack It, Temple Garden, untapped. Utopia Sprawl on blue, tap, untap. Volo, turn 2 doesn't get faster than that, but if our opponent's about to reanimate an Archon of Cruelty, we gotta hope they don't have the full combo. If they can reanimate it, it's real rough. Oh, jeez. Why did we build this Abzan Rights deck? Why? Why, Magic Gods? Okay. And I think that's game. Yeah, fair enough. We played Volo on turn 2. Unfortunately, our opponent was able to reanimate Archon. We draw a land, we lose Volo, we scoop it up. Oh no! Poor Volo. Well, Ashiok in. Prismatic Endings out. Path the Exiles in. Sanctifier and Vec. Technically, Graveyard Hate in. Go down 1 Spark Double. Run it like that? Oh, I thought that was the one. I just want to see Volo go off once. We've officially reached. Well, okay. I mean, I guess Phyrexian Metamorph could be interesting. Maybe we're hoping our opponent reanimates something. I just want to see Volo go off once. One time. I want a Volo. I want a Panharmonicon. I want to cast a bunch of things. So far, Volo is like 100% to die within either literally immediately, like the turn it enters the battlefield, or at best, I think we get sometimes we've gotten 1 turn. It is not easy to keep Volos on to keep it on the battlefield. Well, tap land. Go. Ashiok seems reasonable. At least that hates on the graveyard. The Metamorphs, I got no idea what they're going to do. Our opponent keep a 0-lander? Are they trying to discard to... I don't know what's going on. All right. Stirring Wildwoods. Well, we'll get a Breeding Pool tapped. Untap. Snow-covered forest. Ashiok. And no sense in even milling, I don't think. Pass the turn. Plains for our opponent. Seta, Wayfinder. Gets a land, mills some stuff. Are we going to have to metamorph a Wayfinder? Volo? Utopia Sprawl. Well, okay, Utopia Sprawl on blue. Tap land. I really don't want to metamorph a Wayfinder. It's so bad. It's just like it doesn't do anything with our deck. We don't want cards in our graveyard, so it just doesn't do anything. Another Wayfinder. Opponent. Mill some cards. Well, now we're definitely gonna have to nuke the graveyard, because as much as we want something to copy, we really don't want this Ashen Rider to come to play. Oh, that was a Wayfinder whiff. Godless Shrine. Untapped. Sadly, since our opponent's playing a version of our budget deck, they don't seem to oh dear. Okay. Well, there goes the Ashiok. Ashen Rider sticking in the graveyard for now. Opponent hits us. Down to 18. We draw. An Armada Worm we can't cast past the turn. Oh, God. Oh, no. Opponent. Plains. Goes to Gaba. Attacks us. Down to 16. Siege Rhino. That's something worth copying at least. Opponent passes. We draw. Oh! We gotta wait a turn. We gotta wait. I think we gotta copy the Rhino first. It would be sweet to do it later, but we really are at risk of just dying if we don't start copying things. Next turn, we can hopefully Volo. The problem is this Ashen Rider. Eventually, our opponent's gonna find Reanimation. Another Bone Shards on the Rhino. Goes to combat. Attacks. Well, now I guess yeah, Path the Rhino. This probably gets our opponent the land they need for... Well, they'd be discarding on Burial Rites, wouldn't they? Path the Rhino. Drop to 14. Play Arbor Elf. Play Volo. Pass the turn. Opponent. Tap land. Lingering Souls. Oh, please live, Volo. Please live. Lingering Souls, okay. Well, opponent's making 1/1s. We're about to, if Volo lives, we're gonna make some 5/5s. Oh, Panharmonicon. I don't think we have the time though. Tap, untap, tap, Armada Worm, Volo it. 4 5/5s. Okay. Not bad. Pass the turn. We actually untap with a Volo. And it was good. Armada Worm, 20 power. 20 power with trample for 6 mana. Opponent. Uh-oh. Grizzly Salvage. Sure. There's the Unburial Rites. So they can get back an Ashen Rider. Is that enough, though? I mean, we got a board full of 5/5s now. Yeah, Ashen Rider. They might have to hit a worm. Like, they want to exile our land, I assume. Yeah, they got to hit a worm. Opponent goes attacking. Oh, this should be a sweet turn, then. Opponent passes. Tap. Untap. Tap. Panharmonicon. It's happening. Phyrexian Metamorph. We do not have a Phyrexian Shapeshifter. Phyrexian Metamorph. We do not have a Phyrexian Shapeshifter. Wait. Oh, it's in the graveyard. Ugh, I'm an idiot. All right, Ashen Rider. We needed to play the Rest in Peace first. Get rid of the Ashen Rider. Get rid of the Hissing Quagmire. Oh, I forgot they killed the Phyrexian Metamorph. Yeah, all right. Yeah. I did forget. An opponent. Okay, good enough. Well, I wanted to see Volo do more things. But I also wanted to play Panharmonicon. We'll accept it. Well, that's our best Volo game, by far. That is Volo. Volo to the max. All right. Well, we got a Rest in Peace and we got a Volo. Hopefully we draw stuff to go with it, but Rest in Peace should at least slow our opponent down a bit. I don't know. Well, we got all the graveyard hate. Misty Rainforest, crack it. Snow-covered forest. Utopia Sprawl on, I guess blue's fine. Pass the turn. Satyr Wayfinder. Sure. I mean, this deck can beat Graveyard Hate. That's kind of the goal of playing the Siege Rhinos. Opponent mills some cards. Passes. Well, let's Ashiok nuke the graveyard. Milia. Pass the turn. Opponent. Ghost Quarter. Sure. Satyr Wayfinder. Also sure. Yeah. Oh, no! Thoughtseize. Oh, we were going to be able to do something cool where we Volo'd and then Spark Doubled to double copy Ashiok. Takes the Volo. Opponent goes attacking. Hits us. Passes. Well, let's Wall of Blossoms. Draw a card. Would have been sweeter with Volo. Snow-covered plains. Rest in Peace. Pass the turn. Fires up Hissing Quagmire. Gets in. Oh, we wanted that Volo. Attacks us. So they don't really care about the Ashiok at the moment. Well, let's block. Take 2. Or 3. Opponent passes. We draw. Metamorph. Well, let's Spark Double. Copy Wall of Blossoms. Draw a Volo. Okay, tap land. I guess we Ashiok, pass the turn. Okay, so Volo coming. Volo coming. Upvote it. Hissing Quagmire, sure. Goes attacking, we will take it. Down to 13. Opponent passes. Windswept Heath. Ashiok, pass the turn. So I think we're gonna Solitude this turn. Next turn, if we draw land, we can Volo Metamorph all in one turn. Opponent Grizzly Salvage. Wow, not a great Grizzly Salvage. Gets a land, I guess. Takes a land. Hissing Quagmire. We are going to kill this Hissing Quagmire. Opponent goes attacking. Well, Windswept Heath, crack it. Snow-covered plains. Solitude. Get the Hissing Quagmire. Untap and land, maybe? Volo. Well, we're playing Volo. Volo. Mill you. Attack you. Pass the turn. Opponent. Siege Rhino. Godly Shrine. Tapped. And kills Volo. Again. Always with the death, this Volo. Opponent passes. Land? Utopia Sprawl. Almost, but not quite. So, play a Volo. And we might as well Ashiok. We got the Rest in Peace. We've milled a big chunk of our opponent's deck. Pass the turn. Come on. Please let us untap with Volo. We got the Metamorph. We can do sweet things. Opponent, what you got? 13 cards in the deck. How good are they? Oh my goodness, our opponent refuses to let us Volo, even for a second. All right, we get Ghost Quartered, we get a land, opponent passes. Oh my god. Well, Phyrexian Metamorph. Copy Siege Rhino. Pass the turn. Actually, I guess we might as well. Utopia Sprawl on green. Pass the turn. Boot it. Yield of Guin. And there might have been some argument for killing the Rhino and attacking, but boot it. Passes. We draw. Land. Well, tap land. Pass the turn. The problem is if our opponent actually gets down like an Archon or something, that probably still beats us. Siege Rhino. Okay. Drains us. The Rhino Wars are on. Opponent passes. We draw. All right. Well, something that draws us a card at least and blocks the Siege Rhino. Carry at it. Draw a card. Breeding Pool. Tapped. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Definitely worried about an Archon. Opponent passes. Okay, Path to Exile, that can kill an Archon. I mean, we haven't seen a bunch of Archons be milled. So I assume our opponent has like 3 Archons in hand. Ephemerate the Rhino. Well, I guess we gotta path it. Do they have a land? Oh, all right, no basic. That makes me feel a little better. Come on, good draw. All right, we will continue to draw lands. Don't play the land past the turn. Opponent untaps, draws, passes. Is this gonna end with our opponent milling out? Oh my god, we're running so poorly. All right, Temple Garden, go. That's been a lot of turns in a row just drawing lands. Opponent. Ephemerate Siege Rhino. Drains us. Untaps. Ephemerate Siege Rhino. Drains us. Yup. Down to 6. Opponent. Passes. We draw. Sanctifier and Vec. There are worlds where that would have been good. This is not one of them. So we're dead to Ephemerate here, unfortunately. Go attacking. Opponent blocks with the Rhino. We go to 9. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Passes. We draw. Oh my god. Another land. Oh, we have run so many lands these last few turns. Opponent finds the Ephemerate, blinks the Rhino, down to 6, blinks the Rhino, down to 3. That's why we had to chump attack with the Solitude to avoid this. So opponent draws Ephemerate. Well, maybe that's the last one. Untap, okay, tap land, opponent passes. Do we have lands left in our deck? That is the question. Not many. Okay, we really need to stop drawing lands. A clone would be nice. Well, Spark Double. I think we gotta copy the Rhino to stay out of the danger zone. I guess we just pass. Opponent untaps. 4 cards in their deck. Oh no, they have it. Oh no. Oh. Down to 2. Oh. Volo, we draw, Armada Worm, not enough, dead. Oh, and that might be as good as it gets for Volo. Oh, Volo. Volo. Whew. All right, well, interesting. Against the odds time, we are Voloing. But making some monsters, hopefully, with Volo in Modern. And well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Ooh, we're gonna keep this. Come on, one time, for the first time ever, I think we're rooting for Dredge. Please be playing a graveyard deck. So this hand's actually not the worst. One land is awkward, but we have the Volo. If we need to, we can pitch a Rest in Peace to Solitude, and we have some ramp. What if Foothills? Opponent passes. Well, Misty Rainforest. Crack it. Do we gotta get dual lands? We might have to. Yeah, alright. Ouch. Temple Garden, Arbor Elf, go. Against the deck leading on red mana, it's always scary to have to shock yourself, but I feel like it's necessary because we're going to want these Arbor Elves to be able to play Volo. Opponent, land. Oh dear, is this like a blitz deck? Hopefully, oh no. I was going to say hopefully this is a Murktide deck and then we can get him with Rest in Peace. Oh! Sure. Death. Death is coming. All right. So it's Glimpse of Tomorrow. Well, we will play an Arbor Elf, Misty Rainforest, crack Misty Rainforest, get a Breeding Pool, untapped, tap it, untap. I mean, we're going to play Rest in Peace. I don't think it actually does a whole lot against our opponent's deck, but you never know. Sometimes they're trying to loop with Eternal Witnesses or whatever. Land, untapped. Spin it to win it. Dual Season Pyromancer. All right, so no spinning to win, but more bodies on the battlefield. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, we'll see. Opponent, passing. I mean, we do get to Volo, which is sweet. Tap, tap, untap, untap. Our friend Volo and Golo. I mean, if our opponent doesn't have a Cascade spell, maybe. I mean, I guess the other possibility is they can Cascade and get unlucky. We could also Solitude to exile two things thanks to Volo, which is interesting. Question's gonna be, do we do it before or after? Opponent has so many permanents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. That's a lot of spins. Opponent. Cascades. Oh. Well, I guess we gotta just let it go and hope for the best. But that's so many shots. 9 cards deep. Well, see what happens. Okay, that could have been a lot worse. Although, if they can do it again, it's gonna be really bad. Cause yeah, this is a lot more permanence. 1, 2, 3. Ugh, man, we'll count in a minute. So that doesn't immediately beat us, which is nice. But now our opponent has more permanence for their next glimpse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So plus 3 permanence. Tireless Provisioner. Opponent. Passing. Well, let's see what we draw. So we can double Metamorph. What do we want to do with the Metamorph is a question. Food or treasure? I guess Seasoned Pyromancer doesn't seem like the worst. Well, all right. Play the land. Phyrexian Metamorph. Or should we just Thragtusk? Thragtusk is the safest. All right, let's Thragtusk. Tap, untap. I mean, double Thragtusk is pretty good. And then untap. And then Thragtusk. X2. Gain 10. And yeah, I guess we pass. Are we worried about this Provisioner? We could evoke the Solitude. Yeah, I guess we should. Well, Solitude, evoke it, double it. I mean, we're kind of Voloing off here. Get rid of Tireless Provisioner. Get rid of Wave Shifter, I guess. Okay, that was a good turn. And now in theory, we can metamorph this Pyromancer to refuel. We're just worried about our opponent cascading again. That is what we're afraid of. Oh, okay, sacking a clue, so not cascading yet. Okay, good news. Colony Garden, sure. Makes a plant, opponent, I assume passing. Ooh, and we draw Utopia Sprawl, that's even better. Okay, so tap Utopia Sprawl on white. We will tap. Metamorph, pay 2 life. Copy it. Copy Seasoned Pyromancer. See what we draw. We got a Caryatid. Yeah, that's fine. Copy Thragtusk. Untap. Tap for green. Utopia Sprawl on green. Untap. Tap. Caryatid. copy it, draw a couple cards. I mean, we're kind of following off. Oh, there's Armada Worm too. Windswept Heath. Well, go to combat. Start the beatdown. We gotta try and close it out. Get in there. Still worried about our opponent just cascading into the win, but things are not looking horrible at the moment. Opponent untaps. Do they find Cascade? Sacks the clue. Desperate. I mean, this Armada Worm's gonna be insane. Oh boy, blue mana. That could mean another Shardless Agent. The good news is if our opponent can't do it this turn, they're gonna have to start blocking, which lowers their, cracks, Are they spinning to win? Once they have to start chumping, that lowers their permanence and makes future glimpses less powerful. The Graveyard Hate is proven to be good, actually. They are a Graveyard Loopy version with Goblin Dark Dweller. Okay, just a Provisioner, that's fine. Opponent, passing. Well, crack the Windswept Heath. Get a Hallowed Fountain tapped. Untap. Draw. A land. Well, go to combat. Attack. Opponent's got to block at least 2 of them. And now we're going to make a huge perverted board of worms. Opponent, I'm going to block 3. Okay. Well, tap this. Untap this. I guess we could have done it naturally, but that's fine. Armada Worm. Copy it. 20 power, 4 worms, all of it trampling. Not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, worms. Worms for days. All right, opponent. Well, I guess kill us. Kill us if you can. Opponent. Yep. Land makes a something. Treasure. Did they draw a Cascade spell? Omnath. Well, Omnath is good. Draws a card. I don't think it saves our opponent here, though, unless they find the Cascade spell. Then maybe. I mean, we just have a ridiculous... This is an insane Volo game. This is the best Volo game. And opponent scoops it up. Okay. That was good. That was real good. That was our best Volo game yet, for sure. So what did we learn this week about Volo Guide to Monsters in Modern? And we went on to lose that last match, and that made us 0-5 for our video matches, and that undersells just how lacking in competitiveness this deck actually was. I think I played 20th matches, maybe more, with various versions of Volo, and in all honesty, I did not win a single match. So the issue we had with Volo was it just dies. It's like a Panharmonicon, but it's a Panharmonicon that dies to everything. And our opponents correctly realize, wait, you're playing Volo, you're probably trying to do something busted with that. I guess I should kill this right away. So many games, we would have Volo, we would have a sweet hand to do things with Volo, and then our opponent would just kill the Volo, and we would not do anything. And because Volo has such a big restriction as far as deck building, where we gotta play all these one-ofs, we gotta play all these weird cards so they have unique creature types, if we don't have a Volo, our deck is pretty janky. Like, playing a bunch of Ice Vanquaddles, that's fine, but then your Caravan Caryatids, their power is being doubled by Volo. They're not really good enough to see play otherwise, so if we can't stick a Volo, everything just kind of falls apart, and that's what happened in most of our matches. The good news is, we did get to see some good Volo games, especially the last game. That was our best example. We actually got a Volo to stay on the battlefield for a couple of turns, and it was really insane. Like, it does so much when it sticks on the battlefield. The problem is, it's just really hard to get it to stick on the battlefield, especially in our current Modern, which is fast. There's a ton of interaction. Everyone's ready to deal with creatures. So Volo is just like dying constantly. So we got to see it do cool things, but good lord, as far as actually winning games, this is one of the least competitive probably against the odds deck we have ever played. It just wasn't able to get over the hump. We won a decent amount of individual games, but we couldn't put together enough wins to actually win matches. So the good games were sweet and cool, and it is a fun card to build, but I don't know. It's definitely not competitive. I guess 2 things about Volo. One is, I feel like it's a really interesting deck building challenge. Just like the process of building the deck was really fun, because you gotta like not play a lot of stuff you would normally play to try to get the unique creature types, and then you gotta try to make the deck function as well as possible with this really motley coup of creatures. So I found the experience of building the deck pretty fun. The other thing is, a lot of the problems we were talking about, dying all the time, for example, and playing all these singletons, don't really apply to Commander. So I'm super hyped to build Volo in Commander. That's probably Volo's format to shine in. In Commander, people aren't playing a ton of cheap removal. Volo can be our commander, so even if it dies, we can recast it. And you gotta play all singletons anyway. So as long as you make sure your singletons have different card types or creature types, then there's not that big opportunity cost to building around Volo where you're not playing the 4 Quaddles. You're playing a Quaddle and a Caryatid and a Wall of Blossoms, etc., etc., etc. So I think it's a really sweet commander card. The good games were really good, but just too inconsistent, too easy to kill. Basically, Volo, I think it's like the worst Panharmonicon of all times, at least as far as 60 card formats are concerned, because it's like a Panharmonicon that just dies 95% of the time before you get to cast a single thing with the Enter the Battlefield trigger. So that's Volo's. That was a lot of losing. Hopefully the losses were fun, and hopefully the good games at least gave an example of the sweet things that Volo could potentially do. Maybe the meta shifts to a format with less removal or something, and then it could be better. So not competitive, but really sweet when it goes off. So that's Volo. That is our Against the Odds for this week. Thanks for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.